Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Jeff the Chef. Today's program is sponsored by Harry Hill Country Garlic, who were more than happy to provide me with the garlic scapes, which a lot of people are unaware of. It's almost like a pre-harvest. When you're harvesting garlic, everyone knows garlic, but about a month to 6 weeks before the garlic is ready to be harvested, these scapes come out, which are plants that kind of come out right before they flower. Kind of think of it like almost like a green onion crossed with an asparagus, the way it looks. But they generally curl over. I like to consider them the garden spicy cobra for obvious reasons. Anyways, there's multiple different varieties of garlic. Just like each plant would carry its own scapes. So today I was blessed to get some Yugoslavian mild, some Ivan, Bogatyr, French, Red Russian. Those are generally a smaller variety of scapes that you'll find. And then once you get to the Purple Russian, the music, those are more larger in comparison. I'll kind of show you the difference. Substantial, probably about double the size. So, oddly enough, they all have their own distinct flavors that pair up to the species of garlic that you're pulling the plants from. I would give it probably about 60% to 75% the strength of the legit garlic bulb, but packed with flavor, carries the same notes. Personally myself, when I'm looking at scapes and I'm preparing them, a scape is a scape. I like to mix them all because everyone has their own distinct profile. When you mix everything together, I think you're getting the best of all worlds. If you are particular in regards to how you are utilizing your specific scapes, if you're looking at beefs, I would look at the larger, the music, the Purple Russian. It's a little stronger, a little more punch. When you're looking at fish or chicken, you got Red Russian, the French, obviously Yugoslavian mild. So, in this video, I'm just going to give you a couple of methods in regards to preparing your scapes. Future videos will go through a little more in regards to recipes. Just want to kind of give you an introduction to the benefits and the glory that is the garlic scapes. So, gonna start off. Let's start off with some bigger ones so that you can kind of see what I'm working with here. So, this is the music. Now, with all scapes, when it starts coming up, the plant is going to come, it's going to look more straight, then it starts to curl. Optimal time to be harvesting it is when you've got a curl and a half. After that point, it starts to kind of straighten out. Let's see if I can find one that's starting to straighten out a little bit, like this. So, once we get to this point, in between that curl and a half to starting to straighten out, that's perfect harvesting time. Before, it's not going to taste the way you think it's going to. After that point, they start to get a little bit woody. Now, can you deal with over-ripe? Absolutely, but I'll explain that a little bit separately. Let's go on with this and start chopping some of these up. Okay, so here we are with our music. So, like asparagus, you're going to kind of feel at the bottom. These are actually really fresh, and when we snip them right at the right length. So all I'm going to do is, from when I harvested it, just cut off the tip. Now, as you get a closer look here, you've got your stem, the bulb, and the tail. So we're going to trim the tail because at a certain point, it's going to taste like grass. So we're going to clean that up. It's kind of what we're looking for. So, I'm going to go through a couple of these, and then I'll break them down a little bit further. And just, especially with this music, just even cutting into it now, you get that strong, strong garlic smell, which is exactly why you're here, because we love garlic. So, a couple different ways to prepare it. I'm going to start off with just the best way for storage that I find. So, we see how it's curled up like this. You're going to kind of lay it flat. Find a straightest edge, which is the bottom. Give it a straight cut. You've got asparagus-sized pieces. What you're left with, a little bit of a curl. So, when I'm cutting into multiple ones, right, as you're going to, I like to kind of separate them into core pieces, just like you're cutting a side of beef. You're going to portion it out into steaks, roasts, ribs, whatever. So now I've got straight pieces that I can chop and curly pieces that I can chop. I find separating them like this saves a ton of time in preparation. So I like to prepare these kind of the same as you would with green onion. You're looking for about 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch pieces. So almost like the size of peas. Okay? So from here, that can go over top of a salad. You can freeze it, use it to sprinkle on, same as you would with green onion. Over top of salads, over top of steak, chicken, blah blah. Throw a bunch of it in a cream sauce if you're doing pierogies and cream, or mushroom soup. You haven't lived until you've tried garlic mushroom soup. So, very versatile way of using these. Optimal for storage, for freezing, even dehydrating if some of you like to dehydrate. So, same goes with chopping these. Now, this is kind of where people differ in opinions when it comes to the flour part. If you're storing by freezing, generally you're going to cut that flour off, chop up this, chop up the stems, and that you can freeze, do what you want with. If you're eating fresh or frying or sticking in cream fresh, there's nothing wrong with these flours. They're awesome. So, when it comes to frying garlic scapes, I particularly like the flour section. Now, I refer to it as a flour section because it looks similar to a zucchini blossom. How you can bread and fry a zucchini blossom, but there's no flour there yet. If you were to let this go for another couple weeks, then it would start to bloom. Right now, there's no flour. Think of it the center of an onion. Okay? So, totally different topic. So I'm going to chop up some of these, and then we're going to look at another way to prepare your garlic scapes to expand on your use. Now, when it comes to cooking, I like to cook wing method. WNG. Why not garlic? Garlic, great in all dishes. Ask yourself when you're cooking, wing. Why not garlic? So, I'm going to chop up the rest of these, and then we're going to come back to some preparation methods.